All right, well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our incoming sixth grade orientation at Parrish Middle School. Really appreciate you being with us this evening. My name is Dustin Purnell, and I'm the principal here at Parrish. This is one of my favorite evenings of the year. Typically, not that this evening is not exciting, but usually we get to meet all of our incoming sixth graders and their families, and we do tours in the building. Um, and I'm not going to dwell on that. We're going to talk about some information that is exciting, and we are super thrilled that elementary schools are back in buildings for hybrid learning. Middle schools are going to start up here in a couple of weeks, and we're excited about that. We have some fun plans for the summer for meeting all of our incoming sixth graders in person, and next year our full hope is to be back at it in buildings and in person. So we're excited about that. This evening we have a lot of information to share with you. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Before we get started, we do have several people in the background this evening that are moderators for tonight's event. You have a Q&A button on your screen that allows you to ask questions, and so feel free throughout the evening to ask questions, and our moderators will respond to you. If there's something that you would like a response to individually and you want to put your contact information there, then we can go ahead and respond to you tomorrow or on a later date, but feel free to ask questions throughout the evening if you have any. I'm going to go ahead and hopefully this is our second live event. I am optimistic that we won't have any technical glitches that go on. Right. So just a brief agenda for tonight. We're going to talk about some of the differences between middle school and elementary school. We are going to, as mentioned, talk about the classes that students have the opportunity to participate in, our activities and athletics and different programs offered at Parrish. And then, as mentioned, we do want to be able to address questions the best we can. So please don't hesitate to use the Q&A chat feature for the event. So there are many similarities between elementary school and middle school, but we wanted to highlight some differences. And one thing we've learned in the past year, one thing that I've learned in the past year is that I try not to speak in the definitives anymore. So you see on the screen some differences between elementary and middle school, multiple teachers in classrooms. That's going to happen. That is definitive. Electives, we will have elective options for students to participate in, and we're really excited about the elective programs that are offered at Parrish. There's going to be passing times in between each class period, but those last two are not necessarily definitive. So we are hoping that every student has 2 lockers next year and is able to use their 2 lockers. And we're hoping to be able to carry binders around. But right now, as we prepare for hybrid learning at Parrish for Q4, we're not using our lockers just to follow safety protocols. And we're not using binders because all of our students have Chromebooks, and so we're encouraging electronic binders and helping our students with organization through their Chromebook. So those are things that we hope to have, and those are things that obviously would be differences between middle and elementary, but we are going to plan the best we can and then be able to adapt and be flexible whenever necessary. So we have a lot of classes, and we've just listed, these are several of our classes, but this is not an exhaustive list. So you see every class there above AVID, if you draw a line underneath social studies, science, and health, every class above is could be a required class. And then every class below is an elective class, meaning students are opting in to an elective. And we're going to talk more about our electives, and then students are actually going to have the opportunity starting today to choose the electives that they would like to participate in next year. So I wanted to highlight a couple of classes. Next year, our plan and hope is to be on a 6-period trimester schedule. So what that means is every student will have 6 classes every day, and then each trimester will last 12 weeks. And at the 12 weeks, we'll have grade reports, and then there might be some classes that change at the trimester. So you can see here that social studies, science, and health, they're all on the same line. The reason for that is because they are all going to be trimester classes for 6th graders. So a student might start out with health the first trimester and then transition to science and social studies to finish the year. Other 6th graders might have those same classes, but in a different order. Math extension, language arts extension classes, those could be enrichment classes. Those also could be intervention classes, but those classes will be dependent upon the student's schedule. For instance, many of you know that we have a dual language program here at Parrish, and many of you at Grant Elementary are in the dual language program. And so you might have an additional language arts class as a 6th grader because you're in the dual language program. And so depending on your program and depending upon the student, you might have some different required classes, but everything above AVID, it would be a required course. And then starting with AVID and going down below, these are all elective classes. Now, all of our classes are year-long classes. Our elective classes are year-long classes, and the exploratory wheel is a little bit different. Some of you might be wondering what AVID is, and I'm going to explain that later. But the exploratory wheel is a class that will rotate either every 12 weeks or potentially every 9 weeks. And we offer several different classes. Now, the classes that we offer are kind of dependent upon our enrollment. So we've given several options here of what those classes might be. So foods, STEM is an acronym standing for science, technology, engineering, and math. And then you see ukulele, or as my music teacher corrects me all the time, ukulele. Keyboarding, computer applications, woods, and art. So those are just some examples that students might participate in. They would be in a class again for 9 or 12 weeks, and then they would rotate to a different class. That's what the exploratory wheel is, and really those classes all lead into 7th and 8th grade elective programs. So they give the students kind of a perspective of what classes might be like and what classes they might want to participate in as 7th and 8th graders. The Spanish 1 class, we want to highlight because we do have the dual language program, and the Spanish 1 class is for students who are learning Spanish that really don't have a background in speaking Spanish. The dual language program would be for students that do speak Spanish, and again, we'll talk more about that later. Okay, I'm going to move on because again, AVID and dual language are classes we'll discuss later. I didn't talk about music. We have 3 different music programs, so even though those are on the same line, you wouldn't rotate from band to orchestra to choir. You would select one of those classes or 2 of those classes, and you'd participate in that for the full year. Okay. This is just an example of what a student might have for a schedule in the 6th grade, and you can see there's 6 periods, and so this could be in any particular order. But you see math, science, and this student, if they have science third period, know that they would have social studies or health the next trimester, so their schedule would adjust a little bit, and then have whatever class that they hadn't taken yet that third semester, or the third trimester, excuse me. One of the things that we talk about at Parish a lot is having Parish Pride, and Pride is an acronym, and the I in Pride stands for involved, and we really want to encourage all of our students to be involved in something. Athletics are one way to be involved outside of the regular school schedule. So you can see the sports that we offer at Parish. Cross country, wrestling, and track and field are all available to 6th graders. So they're every season. We have cross country in the fall, wrestling. I should clarify, I'm speaking in the definitive again. Cross country is typically in the fall. Right now it's actually going on March 31st. We had just finished cross country practice, but typically cross country is in the fall. The wrestling season is in the winter, and track and field is in the spring. Again, volleyball and football are offered for both 7th and 8th graders. So that's one way to be involved here at Parish outside of your regular school day. Another way to be involved is through Enrichment Academy. And I know there are several elementary schools that have Enrichment Academy. We are thrilled to be able to offer several different activities in our Enrichment Academy after school. We've listed some of the activities we offer, and I think a question is coming in about soccer, but we do offer soccer as an Enrichment Academy activity. Cooking, basketball, makerspace for those that are like to build things. Pages and Popcorn it's a book club, and we actually do some competitions with that too. So lots of different things. This is not an exhaustive list. So there are several other activities that we've offered in the past, and I feel like our Enrichment Academy continues to expand. So we are really excited about that, and really, again, encourage students to be involved in ways outside of their normal class schedule. Okay, I wanted to come back to dual language because this is definitely a pride point at Parish. We are super excited about the program that we have that we can build upon from Grant, and the dual language program goes through high school, through North, and these students are becoming biliterate, and so they speak, they write, they read fluently in Spanish, and they're learning the academic and professional languages of both English and Spanish as well. And ultimately, the goal is for students to earn their biliteracy seal. So you see there on the right side, that is something that students that go through the program have the opportunity to earn, and it's something that's wonderful to be able to place upon in college applications, applying for scholarships, and obviously as students prepare for vocation in their career. Being biliterate puts them above most other people as they apply for positions. So we want to encourage students to participate in our dual language program, and if you're at Grant Elementary, you're automatic in the dual language program at Grant, you're automatically going to be enrolled into our dual language program. But we do have students that, and I know that I think Highland and Hoover have Literacy Squared programs, but if you are a student who speaks Spanish and you're interested in joining our dual language program, we do have a process for that. So you would meet with one or two of our dual language teachers. They would talk with you about the program. We have an assessment that we do. But you could potentially join our dual language program, and we want to encourage you, if that's something that interests you, to reach out to Allison Vega. She is our registrar, and she can put you in touch with the right people and get you set up to take the assessment for the dual language program. So it's not too late to do that. Okay. AVID is a program that we offer here at Parrish and across the district at every secondary school, and we consider ourselves an AVID school-wide school. So AVID is not only an elective class, it's a system that we implement, and we use instructional strategies that really focus on literacy skills. So writing and reading, but also inquiry, organization, and collaboration. That's something that every student in Parrish will get familiar with and will focus on. But the AVID elective program is a class that really prepares students for college, and so it's a college preparatory class. It focuses on academic skills. The acronym for AVID stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. So it does require an application. We will have that application next week available for fifth grade students, and you'll see our teachers are working with your fifth grade teachers. We'll actually have some staff members come visit fifth grade classrooms next week, and so you'll hear more about how to apply for AVID. We'll also have information on our website as well. But our AVID class focuses on those academic skills that prepare students for college. They do attend field trips most every year. Not this year, but most every year we go on field trips. And then as students, they apply for the class, they're accepted for the class. There are some requirements that students have to meet, but we do a really good job at supporting students in the class. And then as they go through into high school, their junior and senior year really focuses a lot on college applications and scholarships. And not only is this academic support for students, but it is also a support for families as they navigate the college process, the application process. So I would really encourage you, if this is something that is interesting, contact Amanda Anundy, Mrs. Anundy, if you have questions, but also something that as you're signing up for elective classes, if you select AVID, that lets us know that you're interested, and we will be reaching out to you with an application. So as we get into forecasting and selecting your electives, you select AVID, there is an application process, but that lets us know that you are interested. Okay, and speaking of forecasting, so this information is on our website. Forecasting is open right now, and what forecasting is a fancy word that means you're selecting the electives that you want to take next year. So there's a QR code there. This information is also on our website, and I'm going to do my best right now to go to the website, and hopefully I don't lose everybody in the process. Zoom that in a little bit. So hopefully you can see that okay, but this is on our website. There at the top, this is an elective course bulletin. So if you click on this, it will give you a brief description of the classes we offer. Not every class is available for sixth graders, but you can see the full gamut of classes that we offer at Parrish. This is just the same course bulletin in Spanish. And then we have a short video that if you want, that walks you through how to fill out the form. It is very simple. But we're not going to watch the video right now, but feel free on your own time to watch that video. But we want everyone to fill in their name, their last name, student ID. It lists classes there. And then we have first choice, second choice. So it's just a drop-down menu. You have your classes available. Second choice. So you enter your top priority and your second priority. Then the student fills out their name there. Parent or guardian fills out their name right there. And then we submit. You do have to be logged in to your Salem Keizer account, so that's important. Make sure you're logged in. But we are wanting students to have this completely done by April 16th. So that is our goal. Again, we will have staff members coming to elementary schools next week, and they'll also be talking about this process with fifth grade classes. So I'm going to go back to the presentation. Back in the present mode. And then we have our counselors' information there. So if you have questions about classes or questions about